In the heart of Seattle lies Yesler Terrace, a neighborhood transformed by history, development, and the rhythm of public transit. Public transportation here in Yesler is one of the major transportation options for Yesler residents, and not only is it a means of carrying people around, but also carries hope and stories in this historic heart of Seattle. But what are the experiences of the Yesler community with public transportation and safety? Let us explore it with the residents who have shared a history of Yesler Terrace. For those who have grown up in Yesler, they have experienced and witnessed all the changes throughout the history of their community. The sense of safety has always been tied to the belonging to the community. What does it mean to be safe in the Yesler community? Here we have brought two young youths who will share their experiences growing up in Yesler and how they feel about safety and public transportation.
Hi, my name is Huzaifa. I've lived in Yesler Terrace for about 2.5 years, and yeah.
What does Yesler Terrace mean to you?
Yesler Terrace means to me a diverse ethnicity group coming from different cultures and religions, just coming together and having fun together.
Do you feel safe waiting at transit stops or walking around the neighborhood?
I usually do, because it's not a place where all of the cars come and there's a lot of traffic. It's not a place very visited, but when it's 3 o'clock and everything, that's when everybody comes off of work, so it's a lot of cars coming, so you got to watch out for that.
What does Yesler Terrace mean to you?
Yesler Terrace means home to me. It means a lot of things, where I can sometimes be safe, sometimes I can play, sometimes I can hang out with my friends. In general, Yesler Terrace means a lot to me.
What's one thing you would improve to change the safety here?
One thing I would change to improve the safety here is probably the usage of guns, or how obtainable guns are, because I hear shots sometimes and it kind of scares me and makes me not feel as safe as it's stated to be.
What do you think makes Yesler unique compared to other areas in Seattle?
It's just other areas are more visited, and they don't know a lot about us, because we're not visited. It's just more things, more parks around here where people will come and they'll see who we really are as a community. We're not really known.
There are different ways of transportation available for residents here in Yesler to get where they need to go, such as public buses, streetcars, lime scooters, and bicycles. In the neighborhood shaped by change and challenge, there are many concerns when it comes to youth safety and protection. Today we are going to interview Sergeant Robertson of the Seattle Police Department and Jontel Reed of the Seattle Housing Authority. In this interview, we will go into how public transportation could be more secure and safe here in the Yesler community. What does safety look like from their point of view?
Yes, my name is Matthew Roberson. I'm a Seattle Police Sergeant for the Seattle Police Department.
My name is Jontel Reed. I am the Senior Property Manager for Yesler Terrace.
How would you describe the role of law enforcement in Yesler?
In Yesler, I would describe the role as law enforcement it's really important for us to be engaged with the people that live and work in this area. It's an area that has a lot of history, and it's gone through a lot of change over the years. I've seen, working with the community center a long time ago. I used to be a community center, a youth worker, and I would visit Yesler with my teenagers. We'd visit and see, how stuff was going, doing programs. But as I've come back later as a Seattle police officer, it's changed a lot. The buildings are different, the atmosphere is different, and I think it's still very important for officers to get used to who is in this area, the people, what they like to do, what their interests are and what their challenges are, and know that there are a lot of great agencies out here, like the ones that are working with you guys, for example, trying to give youth positive activities to do. Sometimes, when police come, it's when the worst thing is happening, right? And so the idea is, if you get to know who's here, you get to really be familiar with, their interests, the challenges, all that kind of stuff. When you do arrive, when there's a serious challenge, there's a little bit more understanding and a little bit more trust, and that will help out a lot, so to maybe prevent things from happening in the first place. and to be able to respond better and more sensitive to somebody's needs, given their history and, more that you know about them. So I'd say that's mostly why I'd say it's important for our law enforcement to, be involved with what's going on at Yesler, but they're not the only solution. There's a lot of other people doing good work here.
What do you think makes Yesler unique compared to other areas in Seattle?
I have to say that for Yesler, the difference is that we came from one huge construction, and not only did we take the quality and standards that the residents needed and rebuild to create these 10 larger buildings, but we have the right to return. So a lot of times people are really afraid of gentrification and what that does to the community, but Yesler is the first construction that I've ever been involved with or heard of or seen that not only moves our families out so we can create something greater, but offers them the ability to return. So it's not a destruction of the community like gentrification usually is. It is a rebirth. Yeah, that's what's different for me.
How do you view the repeated shooting activities that have occurred in Yesler neighborhood recently?
Yeah. So as far as shootings in Yesler neighborhood, they're really challenging to deal with. There's not necessarily one reason why somebody decides to use a gun in a gun violence situation, but a lot of it can kind of be tracked back to different sources. So sometimes, people don't feel safe in their neighborhood, and to feel safe, having a weapon might be something that they want to carry with them. If we could do as much as we can as preventing access to those things, addressing gun violent victims so they don't fall into that kind of cycle of, there's a lot of trauma that happens not just to them mentally. Maybe they lose their job because they can't work if they've been shot or something like that. Families can be damaged, and it'd be hard to continue to come back to a space if you've been impacted by something like that. And so I think what we really want to do is continue to see what things are out there that have proven results, right? And so this is something that's not always easy to track, but what kind of gun violence prevention programs and education programs do work, and try to invest in those as a city, and bring community center folks, people that run your program, all the folks that have an interest in Yesler and the safety together, and say, hey, here's some things that work. Here's how we can make them, kind of get spread out. People know about it, and we have the proper resources to make sure that we're safe in our community. So yeah, gun violence is really tough. People that are victimized, it's really bad. So there's just a case here yesterday, and unfortunately, a lot of people had to shelter in place, don't know, what's safe or not, and when they can come out, and that kind of stuff adds up over time. And we need to just not let it be normal, and really have to say, this is not normal. What do we want to do to stop this together?
Is SHA planning any future improvements related to safety in Yesler?
I think so. I think as times change, the needs change. So we've increased security, increasing our cameras, and kind of what I'm really trying to do is rebuild the one Yesler, because it is hard when you have these 10 different buildings and everybody's used to one, to bring everybody back together. So in creating the one Yesler again and rebuilding the community and reconnecting everyone, I think that brings accountability and ownership and puts safety back into our own hands, outside of the little things that we're adding.
Are there any improvements or changes they are considering when it comes to public transportation?
I'm not sure. I know that our community builders work with the exterior transportation. So, you know, as technology comes and we have those bikes that come through, the scooters that come through, we work really closely with those companies to make sure that it meets the needs of our community instead of damaging the needs, you know, because they do a little damage. It's a little fun when people come, you know, scooting down the scooters at 50 miles an hour. So we really work closely with the community and with those companies to make sure that it's adding value and not taking it away.
Any final message for young people who are involved in the community?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you guys are out there doing what you can to give back, to learn. I think finding your own way to improve your community is a noble thing, and I really support it. It doesn't always have to be big things, but if you're just like, I want to just be a part of a group, you don't even have to be the leader. But trying to get your voice out there, adding your ideas, and just being a part of the solution is a positive thing. So I appreciate, you know, the young people like you doing what you're doing out here today. It's not easy, right? You got to be, you know, kind of have your voice on camera and ask questions, come up with stuff, do the editing, all that kind of stuff. But it's telling your story, and I think telling your story is important.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How have changes in public transportation affected life here?
More access. So more access is good and bad. More access, so you can get to your job, you don't need a car, but also, you know, more traffic, more cars, less space, less parking, more issues. So, but I mean, with every gift comes something negative, and we just continue to listen and continue to try to put our needs first and go out into the community, outside of our community, I should say, and make sure that all the changes help us. So we struggle. We struggle with, you know, parking. We struggle with the population so dense in this small area. But I think focusing on the positives and just continuing to listen and continuing to strive and move forward just helps us. And so it's all good. We focus on the positives. We don't focus on the negatives. So at least I don't. I would say my message is everybody has gifts and talents, and everybody's gifts and talents aren't the same because we are like a puzzle. And if we were all the same, we would just stack on top of each other and there wouldn't be any cohesion. So everybody has gifts and talents that are their own. So discover what your gift is, and start with what you enjoy. Find out what you enjoy and then build that and grow that. And then as we come together, we connect like a puzzle, and it's a beautiful picture. So whatever it is that you enjoy, continue that. Block out the negativity, focus on positivity, because we all can do it. We all have the strength and power inside of us, and bring somebody along with you. If everybody brings one person, you know, by the time it's over, everybody's with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
From concrete sidewalks to green transit corridors, Yesler moves as its people speak, and its future unfolds layered with stories and dreams and the shared desire where movement is safe and voices are heard. This is not only about transportation and safety, but it is about the story of the Yesler community.